Let's read some Glitch in the Matrix stories. Part 116. All through my childhood, I suffered from recurrent nightmares. They would come on suddenly, always involve me dying in a graphic way, and end with me waking up terrified just as I was going to be dead. These would repeat, sometimes even multiple times a night for weeks, until one night they would abruptly stop. When I had these nightmares, I was always in the age I was in my waking life, i.e. 5 years old, drowning in a car that had run off a bridge into an icy river, being attacked by a wild dog at 14, and then dying of rabies, etc. This leads me up to December of 1999. I started having a recurring nightmare of me rushing to get somewhere. I lived in a grand home with a very long, sweeping stairway that curved around a great foyer. It was back in the 1800s as I was wearing a hoop skirt with multiple petticoats. What is a petticoat? I feel like I've heard this word forever, and I can imagine the hoop skirts. What is a petticoat? Why is it called a coat? Is it a coat? What is it? What is it? I remember being irritated that I kept getting my boots caught in them and swearing to never use that seamstress again because she didn't know how to hem correctly. I don't know why I think that's funny. As I was rushing down the stairs, my boot hooked on the hem of my dress and I started to fall. I instinctively reached out for the handrail and grabbed on. The grip caused me to fall head over heels down the stairs, and I awoke to the sound of my own neck snapping. Ugh. After about 3 weeks of this nightmare plaguing me, oh my god, you had it for 3 weeks? It was Christmas Eve and I needed to run to the university to pick up my paycheck so I could complete my holiday shopping. It was 1998 and very oversized overalls worn with only one strap down and a teeny crop top underneath were all the rage, and no one hemmed their cuffs. Totally. To say they were a tripping hazard was an understatement, but this did not deter me from wearing them. I had to go up to the 3rd floor to pick up my check, as direct deposit was not a thing yet. I remember running through the checklist I had in my head as I was practically skipping down the steps. Then it happens. I tripped on the long, oversized overall pants cuff and started to fall. I started to reach my hand out to the railing, but did the exact opposite of what my instinct should have made me do. I tucked my arms into my chest and proceeded to log roll down 23 marble steps, landing on the ground in shock. I lay there for a moment assessing if I was injured, and someone who saw me fall ran up to me and asked if I was okay. They had seen me fall and told me that they were sure I would have hurt my head or neck, but mid-fall, my body moved from vertical to horizontal. They couldn't figure out how I could have done that. They helped me up and I walked away with only a slight abrasion on my wrist and a bruise on my hip. I have never had another recurring nightmare since, so I have a feeling this is the longest I have ever lived in any of my lives. First of all, that's crazy that you tripped over your overall pants when in your other life, in your dream, you tripped over the petticoats, which I still don't know what those are. But like, how did their body just move from, that's crazy.